Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Brazilian, so people here in Brazil call me Nachi, but I guess in English you could say Nat maybe. So hi, nice to meet you. I'm Nat and I'm 14 years old and I'm Brazilian, as I said. So my first language is Portuguese, not English. But I'm doing this video in English because first, I wanted to make this video as much international as I could because I didn't want only people who spoke Portuguese to understand what I'm saying here on this video. And also because I have done 2 videos speaking in English on my channel and it was just incredible because when I'm recording the video, I don't realize that I'm saying things in the wrong way or that I mispronounce some words, but when I edit the video, I just notice everything. I love speaking and still in English, I'm learning and maybe I don't remember the words that I want to say, and if I practice more and more I'll get better, and that's the whole point here on this video. So I already apologize if I say some things in the wrong way, but I'll put subtitles in English and also in Portuguese, and you can turn them on through the settings of this video here on YouTube. And yeah, let's get started. In this video I'm going to share with you guys 5 series, no, not movies, from different platforms that were incredibly helpful for me through this journey of learning English, which is not over yet and I don't think will be anytime soon. The first series I want to recommend to you guys is called Drop That Diva, and at least here in Brazil this series is available on the platform now. First, the story. It's about a woman and she was a model and she died in a car accident, and when she died she went to heaven and she clicked on a return button and she came back to life, but in another person's body. She came back to life in the body of a person who died too, but then she came back in her body, and that person whose body she took was a lawyer, and she basically gained the lawyer's intelligence, so she was able to do her job. The model learns a lot while being a lawyer, and she helps a lot of people being a lawyer, and she also has to deal with a matter, which is she was in love with a guy. That guy works in the same law firm as the person whose body the model took. The lawsuits are so interesting, and every episode it's like with 2 lawsuits because there are many characters and they're not only the main lawyer, there are other lawyers. But anyways, I'm just telling the whole story here. I have watched this series once in 2020 and now I'm rewatching it, and I recommend it for English learners because first, there's an incredible lawsuit vocabulary that you learn how to say, like objection, hearsay. You learn how to say these lawsuits words and it's incredible. I love it. And because like they speak very fast sometimes when they're like questioning a witness and they're talking fast and you need to understand. And this series is very well balanced because there are of course lawsuits and hard vocabulary and where they're talking fast, but there are also scenes where they're just friends and like lovers and they're talking on daily life stuff. It's just like very well balanced and you get to learn about difficult vocabulary and like easy to practice the daily conversation. You learn a lot, you learn way beyond lawsuits and daily life vocabulary. The second series I want to recommend is called Pretty Little Liars, and here in Brazil it's available on HBO Max. And this series I'm still not finished with it. Around the 3rd season, I think. I think that as the main characters are teenagers, you get to learn a lot of expressions and you get to learn how teenagers and best friends talk to each other like fast and using slangs and everything like that. And also because like the story I haven't finished, as I said, so I don't know what happens because the series is about a mystery, a murder of their friends, of the friend of the main characters. So the series is about that mystery. A girl has been murdered and they have to find out who murdered her, and there's like 3 seasons and we still haven't figured out who murdered the girl. It's just like a whole mystery and vibes, and it's just incredible because they use vocabularies from like the police and detectives. So that's why I recommend this series, for the vocabulary that sometimes shows to be a little unusual, and because they're just teenager stuff and how teenagers talk to each other, which is very helpful. The third series I want to recommend to you guys is Gilmore Girls. I finished this series on July of last year and I really want to watch it again because it's just incredible. I love it. And so the story is about a mother and a daughter. Both of them are called Lorelai. So Lorelai Gilmore and Lorelai Gilmore. And the series, I might be saying something wrong here, but I think it's around 8 seasons and it shows like the daughter at school and then when she goes to college and then when she graduates, and then there's even a revival. I recommend this series because like it shows so many different contexts and situations, because since it's a very long series and it's like basically about a daily life between a mother and a daughter. It shows like Rory, who is the daughter, falling in love, falling out of love, being embarrassed, being proud of something, working at school or not working at all. Like it shows so many different situations and that's when you learn different vocabularies. I also recommend this one because the two main characters, the mother and the daughter, they speak so fast sometimes and it's really good to understand. Like at the beginning, it's really hard to understand because they really speak fast. But then you get used to them and you get used to their voices and how they talk and you really fall in love with the characters, and it shows different stages of life, and that's just something good to see and be able to observe when you're watching a series. The fourth series I want to recommend is called The Vampire Diaries, and this series is available. Oh, I think I forgot. Gilmore Girls is available on Netflix. So, The Vampire Diaries is a series available on HBO Max and I finished it around the beginning of this year, 2022. It's a series that might be a little heavy for some people. It was for me sometimes. The series in general is beautiful, I guess you could say like that. So it's about vampires. So basically there's a girl who is in high school and she meets a boy in high school too. But it turns out that this boy is a vampire. She falls in love with another boy, another vampire, which is the first vampire's brother. And that's the whole love triangle that goes along with the whole series. Mostly why I recommend this series is because of the unusual vocabulary that it shows us. When it's a series about vampires, you do not expect them to say like unicorns or anything like that. They say like weird words that I don't think I would have ever listened to or ever heard if I hadn't watched that series. So like an example, the word doppelganger. I only learned what doppelganger means with Vampire Diaries and so many other words that are just about vampires and that weird stuff. And there's also that whole thing about daily life and they talk normal things too, you know, they fall in love, they fall out of love, they have jobs and they try to get jobs, they go to college, there's stuff, normal stuff like that. And to end this video, I'm going to recommend a series that I just couldn't make a video about series good for English learners without mentioning this, like Friends. It's my favorite series ever. I even got this like, I don't think, frame, I don't know, this thing from a friend of mine and she gave me, I just love it. Friends is the first series I ever watched in the beginning of the pandemic. When I watched Friends for the first time, I wasn't that good in English and I didn't understand many things because like the jokes that one of the characters make, I didn't understand it at first and I had to watch it with subtitles, but now for the third time, I don't even need subtitles. The series is incredible because it shows the life of 6 people who live in New York and they're really good friends, and it shows like just like Gilmore Girls, it shows them going through so many different situations. The episodes are so short and basically in every episode something different and exciting happens and you get to learn so much. Even though Friends is a little old, like it started being shot in 1994, so it is a little old and sometimes some things are a little like past and not how things are right now. But the series is incredible because of the daily life conversations and how they treat each other, how friends talk to each other. And just because it shows like every day a new thing happens and every day it's just like normal stuff from normal people, like not something unusual happens on Friends. Every situation you can imagine, you'll probably find it on Friends. You fall in love with them more and more through every episode, and it shows they're growing and how they experience life in different ways and have different point of views, and you learn a lot. And when you finish this series, it's just like you have gained 6 new friends. There are so many people that don't like Friends, and I'm totally okay with that, but for me it's just an incredible series that I love so much. I hope you like this video. I hope that you haven't watched all of this series, so what I said here is brand new information for you. I hope you like this. If you did, don't forget to give me your like, to subscribe down below, to follow me on my Instagram, to turn on the notifications bell, and to follow me on my other channel here, Sing With Me, where I post karaokes, where you can sing with me the male parts of the songs. And that's it. See you in the next video. Bye.